lads, welcome back to another video, and this one is going to be my SPFL Games of the Week. I do this weekly now. It's basically just a series where I pick one game from each league in the SPFL and choose it as my Game of the Week for various different reasons, whether that be the amount of goals, entertainment, a meaningful result, etc, etc, and that's basically it. Just want to address why I've got a jacket on indoors. I'm filming this basically about half an hour before my way to leave to go to college on the Monday morning as you're watching this. So I'm going to be editing this video at college and uploading it at college so that it can go up today because I forgot to film it yesterday. So there's my schedule. But let's get into the video, I suppose. So my Game of the Week in the Premiership is going to be Hearts 2, Motherwell 3. And this is for various reasons really. It has got a lot of goals in it, of course, but it's also got two very stark in comparison performances. Hearts obviously on the lower scale of that performance level, and Motherwell are way up here, because from what I've read, Motherwell could have won this by a canter in comparison to the 3-2 scoreline that they actually did win it by. And seeing some of the goals that Motherwell scored, obviously from a Hearts perspective, very poor, but if you're a Motherwell fan or just a fan of football in general, I think the Motherwell performance in this game was probably one that you'd look at and go, you appreciate that, because Motherwell have clearly come into this game knowing the weaknesses of Hearts and knowing that they could get at them with the pace that they've got on the break, the pace that they've got in their team in general in the attacking areas, and they've done the business here. They've done the job on Hearts, and as I said, it could have easily been more than 3-2. The first line I heard after the game at the weekend was that the 3-2 scoreline flattered Hearts. I knew that that meant that Motherwell could have easily won this at a canter, as I said, and it just goes to show that my early season thoughts of that Motherwell would do well this season, it seems to be working out for me okay so far. And I've got Hearts sitting in the top 6 in my predictions, and I think most people will. And to see them sitting bottom of the league at the moment, that's obviously not great at all. But I wouldn't say either of the Edinburgh teams have really barked up any trees so far this season. And will that be solved in the Edinburgh Derby coming up this weekend? We'll wait and see. I'll certainly wait and see, at least because I'll be going to the Edinburgh Derby. And will that be my SPFL Game of the Week for next weekend? Who knows. As far as this weekend goes, Hearts 2, Motherwell 3 is my SPFL Game of the Week for the Premiership. More from a impressive performance from Motherwell perspective, a very sort of poignant result in a Hearts perspective, because it shows that they probably do need change. Definitely at the helm in regards to Craig Levein. Even Anne Budge, has she shown too much loyalty to Craig Levein? But yeah, impressive stuff in Motherwell. And now let's move on to my SPFL Game of the Week for the Scottish Championship. This one was pretty simple for me. It was probably, in my eyes, the most surprising result of the weekend. Ayr United 2, Dundee United 0. The comments after the game from Ian McCall, the quote that he had about Lawrence Shanklin, and that Dundee United said he would get better training when he signed for them, so he said send Lawrence back down the road so he can get proper training for a week. I don't know if that quote was taken slightly out of context when McCall said it. I don't know if he actually said those exact words or a bit more of a watered down version of that quote, but regardless, Ayr have performed very well in this fixture, and I didn't even realise that they were sitting joint top of the league at this point with that win. And it just goes to show how under the radar they're going this season. Last season, of course, they barked up so many trees with Lawrence Shanklin scoring a lot of goals for them. And this season you were expecting them to drop off naturally because they don't have a proven goal scorer in their team. But with the additions of players like Stephen Kelly in the midfield for Rangers, I think he's a cracking wee player, and I think Ayr have got a really good player on their hands there on loan for Rangers. And I think that even though he won't provide the same amount of goals as Lawrence Shanklin, I think now with an addition like him in the midfield, it will really help Ayr mould more as a team and be able to attack better as a team and provide more at the top end of the pitch. Obviously they did provided a lot for Lawrence Shanklin, but in terms of the whole team game and providing goals for each other, I think an addition like Stephen Kelly in the middle of midfield is probably a slightly better option than trying to bring in a goal scorer who may or may not score, because Stephen Kelly clearly proved to Ayr in that bounce game that he played against them, where he scored a hat-trick just before he signed for Ayr on loan, that he provided goals from midfield and also creativity. So an addition like that, it really has helped Ayr so far this season. It probably helped him in this game, despite the fact he didn't actually score. Daniel Harvey, the left back, and Alan Forrest, James Forrest's wee brother, got on the score sheet in this one, and it led to a 2-0 Ayr United win. And as I said, I was very surprised. It was the only prediction in Predict the Six that I got wrong this week. I said that I thought it was going to be a Dundee United banker and Lawrence Shanklin would come back to haunt Ayr United, and literally zero of any of that happened. So I'll hold my hands up, I did in the last word, and I'll say I was wrong, because I was in this case. Ayr United are clearly going to be a decent enough wee team this season, and we do need to watch out for that, because you can't go into games blindly thinking that your team's always going to be better than the other team. You have to look at it realistically, and I think when I go into games against Ayr this season, I'll be fully aware of the threats that they are going to pose. That's that for my SPFL Game of the Week for the Championship. Now, on down to League One. And yet again, there is only going to be one pick for me this weekend. I can't go past someone scoring 5 goals in one game and being the first person to do that in Clyde's history for a number of years. 68 years it was since the last Clyde player scored 5 goals in one game. 1951 was the last time that a Clyde player scored 5 goals in a game. And then, as I'm reading off the screen right now, David Goodwillie is also the first player in Clyde's history to score 3 penalties in a match. So he's setting records, and he really has had a fantastic weekend at the office. A 6-1 win for Clyde, and it doesn't exactly put them right up there involving with the real promotion challengers just yet, but it does show that Clyde have got a massive quality up top in David Goodwillie, and he helped them fire to promotion in League 2 finally. They got out of League 2 last season after about 10 years in the bottom tier of Scottish football, and they will want to have ambitions to go and fight for promotion in League 1, whether that be this season ideally or next season. I'm sure they'll be doing that in the next few years, because as long as they've got David Goodwillie in their books, they've got a goal scorer, and down at that level, if you've got a goal scorer, you are likely to do well, because goals win you games and goals end up propelling you up the table. So that's League 1. Now finally on to Scottish League 2 this week. Now, I mentioned in the last word the amount of goals that were scored by the top 3. A 4-2 win for Cove Rangers, a 4-0 win for Edinburgh City, and a 3-0 win for Cowdenbeath. But none of them are my Game of the Week for this weekend. It's going to go to Stirling Albion 1, Elgin City 0. This was such an important result for Stirling Albion. They were rooted to the bottom of the league, hadn't won a game all season, couldn't beat St Mirren Colts in the Cup, and it was just looking all doom and gloom for the sort of new management duo of Kevin Rutkowitz and Martin Hardy. But the importance of this result propels it to my Game of the Week for this weekend, because sometimes these results are just as important as going away from home or at home and thumping a team, because the position that Stirling Albion were in, if it had kept going and going, they could have easily got left behind at the bottom of the league, and that's exactly what they didn't want, of course. And with this 1-0 win at home to Elgin, it's actually put them in a position where they've now jumped off the bottom of the league and put Brecon City down at the bottom of the league, who lost 4-2 to Cove Rangers this past weekend. So it really is a positive weekend for Stirling Albion. Obviously it gives them that confidence boost of finally having a win under their belts on a Saturday and picking up 3 points. So you've got to commend them for a result like this. As I said, these results are just as important as scudding a team 3 or 4-0. So congrats to Stirling Albion. As I said in the last word, Kevin Rutkowitz and Martin Hardy, I'm really happy for them too, because they've finally had a chance to be able to smile when they go home on a Saturday. So well done to Stirling Albion. Hopefully they can continue it, because they are one of our more local teams. It's a pleasing wee aspect, because parts of the family support Stirling Albion as well, so I'm sure it made them happy. But aye, that's it for this video guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, comment down below your game of the week for this weekend, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.